I should really try and get some kind of blending thing that makes me kind of just merge in rather than bang, in I go. Anyway, yeah, hi guts, says Mr. Flanagan. I know it's X-rated, but I mean, seriously, Craig. Yeah, you know what? This is like bloody Groundhog Day doing these streams. It feels like I'm here week after week after week. At this rate, I think by the time we finish this, we're going to be celebrating the 41st birthday of that bloody rubber keyed behemoth. Anyway, yeah, listen, thank you very much for everyone that's tuned in tonight. We've got 13 people in so far, which is wonderful. We've got Colin Jones down the rabbit hole, Del Boy, Craig, Arodian, Hawkeye Pierce. I've got 8-Bit Steve as well, and Stevie Paperboy as well. Is that your name, Steve? Is that your job? Is it a paperboy? What age are you? 14 or something, possibly? Can you actually? Is that politically allowed? Could you call it? It would have to be paper person. You couldn't differentiate. You can't call it a paper boy. Possibly. I don't know. Or is it because you're a fan of the Atari game? Anyway, right. Listen. I'm going to. I notice I say listen all the time. Yeah, that's a listening to Dale Boy's waffle thing that he did earlier on. He's going on about how we always, none of us are proper speakers. We tend to repeat ourselves. But anyway, right. Listen, let's batter on. Right, I think we're up to we're down, I should say, to number. Oh, you're an Armadale, are you, Stevie? Excellent. Yeah, right. Gauntlet. I think that was the last one we done. So the next one is going to be Load Runner. Now I'm actually well prepared. You'll probably see I was basically pissing about with the background colours when the stream was going on. Right, anyway, yeah, Load Runner. Let's get that added to the stream. We want to crack on. 35, 37. You know what? There's not a cat. Even though I am pish at games, according to Del Boy, there's no way we're going to get through 37 games in 2 hours. So I think we'll. I think if we can get through half of them, so what's 37 divided by 2? 18 and a half. So if we can get down to kind of 20 games, then that will be doing well, and it'll be part 5, I think. And then we've got to do the same thing for the Commodore 64. Although somebody did ask me for it, what I might do is I might throw a BBC stream in after this one, and then we can crack on with the C64. So anyway, I hope you all had a decent weekend. Excuse me, 2 ticks. Yeah, I've had better weekends. I'm not going to go into any details, but I've had better weekends. And I'll leave it at that. So anyway, right, Load Runner, let's get this. This was a game that very first time. Oh, hang on. It's the law. Before we load the game, let's have a quick look at the advert. There you go. Right, that's not the Load Runner that I remember. I mean, Load Runner, what was the name of the company? What was the company that did it in the C64? It was an American company, but obviously when it came out, it was published by what the hell is that? That looks like a big dollop of snow getting chased with minions. Oh Christ! I wouldn't have bought it if it looked like that. I can't remember the name. What was the name of the company? What was the name of the company that did the release Load Runner? Oh, Broderburn. Yeah, well remembered, Hawkeye. It was indeed. It was Broderburn software. Right. Anyway, let's load this. I'll wait a wee minute. Is there a? Oh, listen. Let's just try and load it. Right. I've loaded it already, haven't I? Oh, hang on. Where the bloody hell's it gone? Where the hell is it gone? There we go. Right, back in again. Right, Load Runner. Yeah, I think rather than try and rush through games, I think we'll just take our time with them. If I can get to number 18, this could be interesting. Enter the code from your square J8. Right, I think that's going to be 3, 4, 2, 2. 2. Oh bollocks! Is it going to keep? Right, wait a minute. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. See, what's the point? What is the purpose of releasing a game base with a game that's protected? Right, I'll try. There's apparently a 128 version. We'll give that a go. Hey! Evening, Robert. Good evening, Bimster. How are you, Squire? Right, where are we? Where's the joystick? It's down there. Yeah, there we go. Broderburn Software's Load Runner. I think they have apps. Evening, Jambon. How are you, my old good friend? Yeah, I think they've absolutely nicked the font from. Well, man, I'm just going to do something daft. Let's see. Attic attack. Oh, bollocks. I was hoping it was going to load up. Right, doesn't matter. I was wanting to compare fonts. Right, stop getting bloody diverted. Evening, Adam. How are you, Squire? I've not seen you around for a wee bit, mate, unless you've just been quiet. I hope you're doing okay, mate. Where the hell's it going again? Yeah, right. Okay, sorry. I was getting load runner. Let's load the 128 version. Now, what made this game interesting was the fact that you could create your own levels. Ah, no worry. Listen, Adam, I've been exactly the same. It's yeah, I'm totally with you. Why is this not? Have I got the joystick Correct. Joystick. Oh, it's a Kempson joystick. Fire button. Oh, there we go. Armour off. Christ, that's quick. That's what she said earlier on. Hey! Right. Completely changing the subject of video games. Not that I'm really talking about video games. Did anybody watch the boxing match between Eddie Hall and Hawthorne Bjornsson? Oh, bollocks! Oof. It was on last night. Did anybody watch it? And if so, what were your thoughts? I have to say, I mean, if I don't know if anyone else can watches strongman stuff. Yeah, I was a big fan of Eddie Hall back in the day when he was in World's Strongest Man. You know, he set out to win it, and he did win it, and you know, had a lot of respect from him. But I know that in boxing matches, you know, they hype, they do kind of trash talk each other. It's all about selling tickets. But his behaviour over the last couple of days, the sort of like the pre-fight thing, I just thought was absolutely disgusting. And what I found really, really weird was he had his, I don't know, his 10-year-old son with him, and he was just being really, really horrible. At one point, he even said to like Hawthorne Bjornsson, "Even my son thinks you're a dick." You know, that's so. I don't know. Well, spoiler. Yeah, close your ears because I'm going to tell you who won. Right, I'm going to tell you who won after 3. Bollocks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, fortunately, Hawthorne Bjornsson won, which I was glad about because I don't think we'd have heard the end of it if Eddie Hall had won. I'll just be quiet unless possibly nobody else watches it, but it was interesting. To be fair, it was actually quite a good boxing match. I mean, we've all seen these fucking nonsense YouTuber people fighting. There's a thing. If I was going to be doing a charity boxing match, who should I fight? I think it's got to be Ian Gray, obviously. Bollocks. By the way, I've been trying like a sod to try and track down Roger Carver of Beachhead fame. I would love to talk to him. Obviously, his brother Bruce passed away, believe it or not, in 2005. I can't believe it was that long ago. What's that, 17 years ago? I found him on Twitter, but unfortunately, he doesn't. You can't send him a message. No, arse. Yeah, you can't send him a message. I was hoping he might be on LinkedIn, but yeah, if anyone's got any contact details for Roger Carver, please let me know. Balls. Right, anyway, listen, that's Load Runner. There we go. I'm telling you to listen. You've got no bloody choice. Right, that was Load Runner. Next one is moved up 3 places to number 36, and it's by Houston Consultants, and it's Cybernoid. Cyber, there we go. Cyber. Kev, down the rabbit hole, how are your subscriber numbers doing? Just interested. Mine seems to have completely paused. Yeah, pop pickers. Mine have completely paused. It was kind of going up fairly well, but I would say in the last probably month, it kind of goes up by 5 and then it drops down by 5. I think in the last month, I'm probably about 2 down in what I was the month before. It's a weird one. Right, let's have a quick look at the advert for Cybernoid. There we go. Now there is a look at the difference in price. Bloody hell! Spectrum. Can we zoom in on that? Oh, it's a PDF. There we go. Spectrum cassette, $7.99. The disc is 15 quid. Weird. You know what, Kev? I remember when you were at 97. You were at 97 subscribers. I remember that. Yeah, amazing. We've both done all right, to be fair. Yeah, that's the problem. I tend to get I get a lot of trolls who I have to then ban, which isn't ideal. it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Right, anyway, Cybernoid, let's we'll play the +3. Now, what I'm going to do, and I don't really care what you think, if there's a game that's going to involve keys I quite simply can't play, I'm just going to do the RZ thing, whatever it is. I have Colin, yes, Cessanoid, that's been written by my friend, oh bloody hell, what's his name? Because he's on my Facebook, I can't even remember his name. Yeah, it's one of my mates that actually wrote Cessanoid. It's really, really good. Evening man moments. Yeah, what was I talking about? I can't remember what I was talking about. Right, Kemps and Joystick. Yeah, if I can't play a game and people will be saying, yeah, you can't play any of the games, like there's one coming up, the next one I'm not even going to attempt to play it, because this isn't about me playing the game so much, it's about us just enjoying and looking back. Right, how do we start? I never really played this game back in the day because I had moved away. I had moved on to the 16-bit at that point, and to me it was Christian. Gareth, that's like bloody hell. Sorry, I don't know if Gareth watches my channel, but Gareth, I do apologise. Yep, I do know Gareth very, very well. I've met him loads of times. I was going to get him on for a Blimey only, actually. Yeah, Christian, you're too kind. Another Sunday stream with an awesome accent. Excellent, buddy. Right, why did I die? There we go. Yeah, so I mean, this game, to me, this was like an 8-bit game. I didn't want to play a game like this on my Amiga or my Atari ST. I wanted to play 3D stuff because 3D is obviously better. And this is a bit of a bugger. Oof, blimey. Is that good? Oh, come on. So it's kind of... Right, I'm going to give it one more go, I think. It's definitely worthy of another game. Tell you what, right, let's just load up the RZX thing. And we can see how it should be done. There we go. And you see, this is obviously a Spectrum bloke because he's doing keys. Evening, Matt. How are you, buddy? Steve, do you ever play C64 games? Absolutely, Steve, yeah. You've seen the title, Steve. It's the 40th anniversary of the Spectrum, and that's why I'm working my way through the official Sir Sinclair top 100 games, and that's why it's now running to. I think there'll probably be one more next week's. If I do a live stream, will probably be part 5, and hopefully by then we'll have. Well, we can move on to something else. I think what I'll do is I'll do a BBC one, and then because it's going to be the 40th anniversary of the C64, I'll play some C64 games. Yeah, this is how it should be. So I should be pretending this is actually me playing. Yeah, not too bad, Matt. Thank you. Evening, Chronosoft. How are you, buddy? Yeah, listen, if you're new to the channel, if you never actually speak, please say hello. It's always nice just to kind of see who's in. Yeah, I've got to say, this is one of the, technically and kind of graphically, one of the most impressive games. Look at the use of colour. And I would actually go as far as to say, if I was going to play this game, I would probably play the Spectrum version. To me, this game is always a Spectrum. It's like Manic Miner. It's against the law to play any other version. I know Panther would probably... Evening, Mr. Arlasoft, how are you, mate? What was I talking about? Yeah, there's certain games that you play, and you've got to play a particular version. Right, we'll let this guy get past this level, and then we'll move on. Yeah, he certainly did. I would probably say I'm not a fan of many games that Andrew Braybrook has written. Technically, Andrew Braybrook is probably written some of the best games ever in the C64. I'm not a fan of many of them, but that doesn't mean to say they're not good games. But I would say that probably this guy was probably like the Spectrum versions of Andrew Braybrook, something like that. Right, anyway, listen, we could watch that all night. That is Cybernoid. Right, in 35th place, I remember getting this for the C64, and I just found it utterly irritating, though people seem to like it. Let's see if I can find it. And it's a game that was released by the British Telecom software label that was called Firebird, and it is Eyeball. Oh, it's actually called Eyeball 2, so it's the second one. I think this got really good reviews in Zap. I had speech and that kind of stuff. I just found it quite annoying. I never really played it that much. And it's got speech as well, right? Oh, hang on, sorry, wait a minute. We need to look at the adverts. That's what we do. Cover, right, there's the cover for it. Eyeball 2, the blockbusting ball bounces back. And there you go, there's all the games you could get. Mad Nurse, that was actually quite a good wee game. The plot. Right, anyway, that's the Spectrum one cover. Right, we're not going to do RZT unless I can't play it for Toffee, which is probably going to happen. Right, but yeah, like I said, to answer your question, I do play other games, absolutely. Right, wait a minute. What's going on here? What am I controlling? Am I controlling that? Supposed to control that green thing? Why is it not working? Wait a wee minute, let me load it again. So I thought this was a shoot 'em up. I remember the very first one. The very first one. Like there's been hundreds. Right, yeah, number 2. I'll tell you, let's go for cursor. Let's go for cursor joystick. Ah, right. That's interesting. Right, okay. I've got that set to evening, Doug. How the hell are you, buddy? I was thinking about you a couple of weeks ago, actually, Doug. How are you, mate? I hope life's treating you well. As you can see, I'm still attempting to play games. Right, I can categorically say I've never played this game before. So what's the idea? Do this go down to the bottom here? Or have you got to collect stuff? Have you got to collect these maybe? There's a lot of kind of inertia going on here. Good stuff, Doug. Yeah, you were watching my channel a lot. Have you still been kind of watching in the background? I've not seen you kind of comment for a wee while, but it's good to have you back, mate. Right, how do I get? Oh, bollocks! Come on, get the key. Right, that's what I'm trying to do. Now, you see, this is a thing. Back in the day, software companies thought that we wanted to have speech because it's like the future. But what you don't understand is, after a while, speech becomes really, really annoying. Right, so we pick up these eyeball things, whatever it is. Oh, that's good, Doug. Listen, evening, Brian. How are you, mate? Let's see if I can do even one level. Oh, it's not the easiest. It has got a lot of inertia. We'll try it once more. I'll tell you what, let's stick on the RZ thing again for 2 ticks. I could have a wee drink of my tea. That's what we'll do. I'll have one game, and then depending how I get on, we can do the RZ thing.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, see, that speech would get on my tits, as I say. Sorry, Dale, I didn't actually see. I don't know what Steve was saying. Was he making any stupid comments? I didn't actually notice that, to be fair. But if he's been a cunt, then he can fuck off. I do like the sound in this game, I have to say.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, yep, fair enough, mate. Yep. You can always tell when somebody's got a very sort of generic name. It's like Steve or Simon Zero, something like that. You know what? If it's the same guy, I just don't understand what does somebody like him get out of it? I mean, he wasn't like being annoying. Well, he was being annoying. He wasn't being, contentious or insulting. But I just don't understand. I suppose some people kind of get off and just basically being a cunt. Right, this is a bit wacky. I don't know what's going on here. Right, anyway, enough of that. Excuse me. Right. Right, the next one is definitely going to be an RZ. Excuse me. It's a game written by Mel Croucher, and I can guarantee that you're going to know who it is or what game it is. It was way ahead of its time. It wasn't even a game. It was more an experience. And it's by a company called Automata, and it's, I can't even say it properly, Deus Ex Machina. DEU. Let's have a look now. Hopefully there's going to be, let's have a quick look at the cover. Yeah, it was way ahead of its time. It really, really was. I mean, if this came out now, you would have the technology that could actually kind of pull it off. I mean, none of these guys. Ian Jury's dead. John Pertwee's dead. Mel Croucher, Donna Bailey, don't know who that is, and Frankie Howard. Is that how you spell Frankie Howard? Was it Howerd? Was it not ERD? I don't know. In the year, my goodness, in the year 1987, the Department of Health and Social Security, Police and State Security records of United Kingdom were coordinated within a central computerized data bank. The following year, all passport communications and censorship operations were integrated in 1994. That was almost a long time in the future. This computer network became responsible for the total defence and internal security of West Block. Tuesday evening after tea and compulsory prayers, the machine rebelled. So anyway, right, let's evening Tony, how are you, Squire? Oh, it is Howard. Okay. Right, I'm not even going to attempt to play this because it's not a game. In fact, wait a wee minute. I just noticed there's an audio. Oh, right, bollocks. It's not set up to play that. Right, there we go. This is RZX Part 1. Let's just enjoy it for a few minutes. You know what? Wait a minute. I'm going to, right, sorry, stop the bus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'll move that over there so you can't see everything I've got on my computer. Let's see if we can find it. I'm sure I have got the, I've got the audio for this. You really need that. games. Just bear with me 2 ticks. Discover. I wonder if it's going to be in here. Games. Right, where can it be? Where can it be? Music. MP3. Ah, here we go. Right. Right, we don't appear to have one called. I do have it somewhere as well. That's annoying. Right, listen, we're just going to have to. I was wanting to get the. Well, tell you what. What I'll do is I'll get it going, and then I'm going to kind of have a wee look and see if I can find the audio thing. Oops. You guys can watch that whilst I fanny about and try and find the audio thing. Who's Donna Bailey? Does anybody know who Donna Bailey is? That looks more like that's Mel Croucher looked like what do you call him? Steve Wright in the afternoon, and that last guy looked more like bloody Paul Weller off the Jam. Right, we'll just watch it for a few minutes. I'm desperate to find this. Yeah, it was more. It wasn't really a game. It was more. I don't know what would you call it? It was way ahead of its time, and I think it sold really poorly, which was a shame because it did have a lot of work put into it. Come on, I'm desperate to find this. I bet you anything. Can you imagine having like an unsealed copy of this? That would be, or sorry, a sealed copy. I bet it'd be worth a fortune because I couldn't actually imagine that this sold many at all. Right, just give it another minute to see if I can find the MP3s. I do have them. That's annoying me that I can't find them. Eh, right, can't find it. Yeah, anyway, suffice to say, it's yeah, as Kev says there, it's abstract. It's not even. I don't even think it's got any gameplay as such. It's a kind of concept thing, isn't it? I'd love to speak to Mel Croucher. He seems a bit of a boy. Ah, really? Is that right, Tony? Donna Bailey wrote Atari Centipede. Oh, wow. That's interesting that she was pulled in. Is that somebody you've ever spoke to, Tony? I don't think you have. I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think you have. That's an interesting one, though. Right. Anyway, listen. That was Deus Ex Machina. Right. The next one, I'm definitely going to do an RZT or whatever the hell it's called because I cannot play this game for toffee. And it's Night Lore. This was a game that I was always really, what you call it, jealous of my mate. I wasn't jealous for many games in the Spectrum, but this was one of them. And I wanted it in the C64, and I was gutted that it couldn't be done. Well, saying that, we've now got a really good version on the C64. But yeah, it was one game that I was, I was jealous of. I don't mind admitting that. Now the art, the adverts for all the Ultimate games was always really, really striking, really nice. You can imagine how much that would cost if you had like the original. Does anybody know who did the artwork for all these boxes? It's always really iconic. Nice. Right. Anyway, yeah, let's have a look. That was a cover. Yeah, that's a cover. There we go. There's always these kind of even in RP, there were always kind of cardboard boxes as well, weren't they? Right, let's load up RZX thing. Here you go. That is the same. I think that's the same font as in that other game I looked at. Ooh. Right, I don't know. It's not the stream. It is kind of juddering a wee bit. It's a bit weird. Yeah, even now, it does look. It's an incredible looking game. It really is. The fact that you could move behind things and top of things, you could push things, even things had gravity. It really was a landmark game. And apparently this game was written before. What the hell's that called again? Not Attic Attack. What was that game that there was a 2D game? I can't remember the name of it. Somebody's going to tell me. But this game came out, but they knew that if they released this first, then if they released this game first, then their other games wouldn't sell. So what they did was they basically hung on to this, released the more later games, and then they brought this one out. Underworld, that's the one, Colin. Yeah, thank you. There's a Pac-Man Ghost Escaped. Yeah, my mate used to play this, and I used to sit and watch him, and he'd say, "Do you want a shot?" And I'm like, "Nah, you're all right." Right, listen, we've all seen Night Lore. It's a landmark game. I'm not a fan of it, but to say it's not an impressive game would be a ridiculous statement. Right, anyway, that was Night Lore, all from one game that I don't like to another game. Bloody hell! And I think I'm going to do the RZ thing, whatever it is, and it's one of the probably one of the best known 8-bit video games of all time, and it's Jet Set Willy. Now, I've watched a video on Matthew Smith. Apparently, he never got a single penny for writing this game, which, if that's true, is terrible. It really, really is. Because yeah, it's a landmark game. Let's have a quick wee look at the cover. Yeah, again, I don't know who did the artwork, but they're all very, very kind of distinctive. I don't know who this wee guy is. He looks like a kind of, I don't know, a seal or something. Was this not the one that had the color coding thing? I'm sure it was. There you go. This is what we had to do back in the day. Never mind your bloody Wi-Fi. We had to connect the lead to your ear socket of the Spectrum from ear socket and recorder, rewind tape to beginning, set volume control to the required level. Then you had to type load blah 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 or load Jet Set. Then press a key on your Spectrum. There we go. Yeah. Right. Anyway, let's. I'm just going to load up the RZ. I'm not a fan of this game at all. Plus, we'll probably get kicked out because I don't think the version I've got has been cracked. Absolutely, Jambo, and it is. It's very, very 80s. I'll tell you a game I was playing at the computer club just because of what's going on. I loaded up Theatre Europe by PSS Software, and even now, it's a fucking scary game. It really is. It's all based in the Cold War and obviously what's going on at the moment and in Ukraine. Yeah, it is scary. It's a very basic game, but just the sound effects. This kind of really gets into your soul. Terrifying game. Somehow I thought that there was music in this game. Maybe the guy that was doing this RZ thing decided to turn it off. Yeah, that. Oh, look at that big scary blade. I've never seen that thing before. That looks a bit like Eddie out of Iron Maiden, actually. I don't think I've ever seen this level before. Yeah, that noise when you jump, that is quintessentially Spectrum, isn't it? I don't think this guy's actually lost a life yet, has he? Oh, almost spoke too soon. So is this not the game when it first came out, you couldn't actually solve it? There was a bug, was it the attic bug or something, I think they called it. Did it ever get, did that get fixed, I think, and then they re-released it, possibly? When you look at this now, it's just a mishmash of little platforms. You know, let's be honest, the sprites aren't the greatest. But it was just a mishmash of everything, but that's what made it fun. That's what, that's why it sold loads. Really, the bug is only in the C64 version. Are you sure, Ox? I was convinced it was on the Spectrum one as well, because people never really talk about when people talk about Jet Set Willy, you always talk about, well, at least I thought they did, they always talk about the Spectrum one. Right, we'll look at one last screen and then I think we'll crack on. Look at that rope. Awesome. There's ice skating penguins again, though they have been kind of revamped. They do look slightly kind of better. Yeah, I thought it was. I was convinced it was a Spectrum one, actually. Right, anyway, enough of that. Again, I'm not a fan of that. I did have it in the C64. Yeah, as Colin said, it's not a... I think if you're going to play it in the Spectrum. Right, that was number 32. And, oh God, you know what? Every game that I put on at the moment, I'm going to... this definitely is going to be an RZX, whatever it is. And it's back to Ultimate Play the game, and it's up 4 places to number 31, and it's Lunar Jetman. Lunar Jetman. There we go. Right, let's have a look at the let's have a look at the advert. Yeah, really nice. Of course, there was an urban myth that apparently the trailer was actually included in the game, which turned out to be complete bollocks. Now I think this game made in England. I think this game, would you call it? What was I going to say? Yeah, it came in a crystal cassette case. I don't think it was I don't think it came in the big cardboard one. But this game is really difficult. I've tried it. Yeah, there you go. Even Hawkeye Pierce, thank you. He's saying it looked awesome, but was impossible to play. So let's see if the guy or gal that recorded this is any good. Because I think every time there's a crater, you've then got to get out the little truck. I mean, it's impressive graphics. There's no getting away from it. I don't even know what the idea of the game is. Yeah, so you got to get out and then fix it. Ah, right, there you go. This dude's obviously played it before. That's the thing about some of these games. They put in kind of mechanics like that, but you've got to get out and fix the road. Does that make it a better game? I'm not too sure. Steve saying if you go to the yellow missiles and wait for them to fire, if you shoot, hang on, if you shoot the one vertical, the machine crashes. The graphics for the truck thing are impressive, I think. It's a pity they didn't actually base a game just around that. But you having to stop it. Look at that kind of effect, the little thing spinning around, the little turret, that's nice. How are we doing for time? Right, 1:15 already, bloody hell. Right, anyway, that's enough of that. That is Lunar Jetman. And into the top 30, up 3 places to number 30 by Hewson Consultants. It's from one impossible game to the next. It's the bloody Nebulous. It's a lovely looking game, but oh Christ, it's just so difficult, so unforgiving. Almost as difficult as Soden Cauldron. Again, it's a beautiful looking game, really impressive looking, but it's just so difficult. And there's one gameplay element in it that I hate, and it's these little dots that move across the screen. It just basically wastes time. And this is one of these games, it's yeah, if that thing hits you, it just knocks you right back to start. It's a memory game. Now there's one bit where you've got to jump. Oh, if I timed that right, that's okay. You've got to jump here. Hup! Oh, bollocks! There we go, all the way right back to the bloody start. Get Charlie Farr to play this. Really? Oh, you know what? Again, if you've, I suppose it's like anything. If you've played it to death, then you're going to know how to play it. But I just find it so impossible. Now, how do you jump? Oh, don't kill me! Oh, come on! See what I mean? Sheesh. It is an impressive looking game, there's no question of it, but you know what, graphics don't make a game. The game's got to be fun to play. And I just found this so frustrating. There we go, we're going to die. Yeah, see what I mean? I'm convinced there was some games back in the day that they were released as having, you know, I don't know, 10 levels, but they made the first or second level so impossible that nobody ever actually got past it. So they could just pretend there was all these levels and they didn't actually exist. Maybe that's a very libelous thing to say, but anyway. Call me a cynical old bastard. Oh, arse biscuits. Damn it. Is it that way? Oh, bollocks. There we go. Boom. Yeah, it's ridiculously frustrating. Not in a nice way. I think if you fall down once, it's all. Thanks, Oxy. I did ask. Thank you. Ox is saying you're a cynical old bastard. And he's absolutely right. Yeah, if you kind of drop down once, that's going to hit me. Bollocks. Evening, Paul. How are you, mate? Oh, bollocks. You can't. You know what? Even if you could even shoot that thing, it would help. But it's just a game mechanic that I don't like. I don't think it adds anything to the game. It just makes it so difficult. There we go. I'm going to die again. Right, there's no point in doing it now. I've got 40 odd seconds. Let's try and die. Can we die? There we are. Right, okay, let's try the RZ, whatever it is, to see somebody smart completing it. Let's see if it can actually be done. Right, I noticed he didn't even bother to shoot the black ball, he just kind of legged it. Maybe that's what we need to do. I mean, when everything comes together, you can see, oh, it's quite easy, but it can go wrong so easily. Yeah, Diogo's managed to jump. There we go, he's going to do it. Let's see what level 2 looks like, shall we? Bastard. See, I should have pretended that was me, actually. Yeah, how difficult would that be? Right, anyway, listen, that's Nebulous. It's a nice looking. I would put that up there with Cauldron. Looks really nice. Technically, it's cracking, but it's just too bloody hard. Right, okay, staying no move from last week. In 29th place by Areola Soft. I've not heard that software house getting mentioned for a long, long time. It's a game I've never even heard of, and it's called Think. It looks like some kind of puzzly thing. Areola Soft, there we go. Let's have a wee look at the advert. A supreme test of logic and strategy. That's me screwed then. Essentially a board game designed specifically for the computer. Instant replays, icon-driven menu, play the computer, blah, 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 blah. Don't think about think, buy a copy. It's out now, says Areola Soft. Right, okay. Let's have a quick look at the cover. It's that thing there, and then there is another cover. You can see it there. I don't really need to bring it up, do I? Or cover re-release, yeah. That just doesn't look as good, actually. Or maybe it does. Maybe that's going to try and it looks kind of. They've tried to make it look more arcadey, for at least from the sort of cover point of view. Right. Okay. Do we go for an RZX? I think we do. Yeah. What's the chances of trying to figure this out? By the way, if anybody, yeah, icons, that became a thing, didn't it, Adam? Absolutely, it did. That was the future. What was I talking about? Yeah, if you tuned into the stream, not the stream, the video I put out a couple of weeks, last week I think it was, where we tried to play the Commodore TV games, not game, TV games. I think it stopped working. mid video. But one of my very kind people that watch my channel, Andrew, he has very kindly offered to have a look at it and also make it so it's composite. And he's also agreed to do a few of my consoles. So there's other consoles I've got, like the ColecoVision, the Atari 2600, the Atari 7800. He's going to put them on. He's going to make them, what you call it, composite. So hopefully it means I can actually play them easier, because at the moment trying to tune into a TV is almost impossible. Because of that, I simply don't use them. Anyway, are we bored yet? This looks shite. There again, it was 29 in your Spectrum Top 100. Right, I think I've seen quite enough of that. That is dull as hell. Right, next. Right, deactivators by Reactor. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about the deactivators. Right, we'll try and give it a go. Let's have a quick look. There's the cover. Where does the cover go? There it is there. Yep. A group of fanatical saboteurs have infiltrated the Gravitational Research Institute and planted numerous time bombs throughout the 5 laboratories. They have also reprogrammed my robot guards to act against me. As head of security, I can't even speak properly. I must now call on my elite force of deactivator droids to clear the bombs and repair the computer. Right, okay, let's give it a go. Right, Dale. There we go. Mr. Webcam selling us porn. You can sod off, mate, with your porn. Hot girls and boys. Video chat. There we go. I think Dale's sleeping. Has he kicked him out? Can I kick him out? Block user. I'll do it. There we go. I've just blocked. Oh, it says an error has occurred. Possibly because Dale's already done it. Right, anyway. Deactivators, right, let's see, it's going to be number 2 for Kempston. Control, keyboard, joystick, Kempston. Yeah, I've bookmarked it so I can go and watch the hot boys and girls later on after this bloody video's finished. Right, enter to play game. Now, before I get to haters, I have never ever played. I've never played this game in my life, so I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm assuming it's going to be. Oh, for Christ's sake, right? I seem to be controlling that kind of Hoover thing, robot. I'm not controlling anything there. Right, you know what, bollocks. I will play these games if I can figure out how to play them, but I think something like that. Let's just watch somebody else play it. Listen, you know, if you're going to come in and tout hot boys and girls, at least give us a bloody link to click on. Seriously. Piff, porn trolls just aren't what they used to be. Evening, Shinobi, how are you, mate? Right, I've not got a bloody clue what's actually happening here. I'm going to say the graphics are quite impressive. Yeah, I've got no idea what is actually happening here. Kind of reminds me a wee bit like, what do you call it, Spy v Spy. Yeah, obviously, if said porn website wants to give me free access, I will gladly tout it here. Not a problem, it can be the Sunday night porn stream. How's that? Has anybody got any idea actually what's happening here? Yeah, I think that is the 1281 Ox. It definitely sounds like it. Right, it's quite dull looking, isn't it? I'm sure it's I'm sure it's impressive. Anyway, right, that was deactivators. Right, now we're talking. Yeah, you've got some decent games coming up. Right, number 27 by Electric Dreams Software. It's Super Hang On. Right, I'll actually give this one a go. Super Hang On. There we go. Let's have a quick look at the. There's the cover. It's funny how F1 gets a massive following, and like, what do you call it? The Tour de France gets a massive following, but nobody really. There's not a big following for bikes. I wonder why that is. Cover re-release, the advert. Yeah, it's just kind of the same. Oh, hang on. What is that saying? Zap 64, another day at the arcades. I can't actually remember if I can't remember what this was like in the C64. I'm sure I've done an arcade perfect my arse of this, but I can't remember what it was like. Right. Anyway, let's see. Right, there doesn't appear to be a 128 version. I would imagine this is going to be a multi-load. It's taking a hell of a long time. Is this loading in real time, possibly? Right, it's not doing anything. Cover. I wonder. Hang on. Switch model. I wonder if that's. That's a bugger. It doesn't want to load. Yeah, it was good. The Atari ST one was really. I mean, that and Amiga one were absolutely spot on. Really, really good. Right, just give me 2 ticks. I'm going to see if I can. I think I'm bound to have another version of this somewhere. Xenix Spectrum. There we go. Whoops, gone in the wrong one. I've gone into Xbox emulators. Games 128. I wonder what we're looking for. Supercars. Games. Let's just what we're looking for. Super Hang On. Super. I'm not seeing any Super Hang On. That's weird. Oh, hang on, we'll try this. I've got absolutely thousands and thousands and thousands of games here. Super Champs. That would be the first ever game when I've not actually. No, it's not going to be in there. Let me just have one last wee look. Games 128. Right, there's one more I've got. Hang on, I've actually got 3. Let's try this. That's doing nothing. Right, Give me 2 ticks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy them here, copy here, and then I'm going to try open. Apologies if you can hear my daughter making a lot of noise next door. Right, try this. Right, there we go. Christ, that's a wee bit out of tune, that, I would say. Right, number 4, excellent. Fire start game. Come on. Start game. Well, I'm pressing fire. Oh, wait a minute. Right, pressing the button. Attribute inks. Tell you what, let me try number 2 and I'll go for cursor. Ah, it's set to cursor joystick. That's why, you fool. Well, at least I'll say one thing. It. Oh no, I was going to say it uses the fire button. It uses the fire button as an accelerator. It doesn't. You've got to hold it forwards. I hate that. Now, is there a turbo in this? I'm sure when I played this in the Arcade Perfect My Arse, there was a turbo and I didn't actually know. Got to say though, it's impressive looking. It really is. No pun intended, but I think it probably uses the same engine as like Chase HQ. And what was that game? What was the one we played last week? There was another Enduro Racer. Yeah, it definitely uses the same engine as that. Let's try to see, what does the fire button do? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, for a kind of sprite scaling behemoth, what was the arcade? It's good. Right, you know, as I always do, you know me, I just like to fanny about. Let's bang on to twice the speed. Right, we'll give it another go, twice the speed. There you are, that's how it should be done. Right, anyway, right, that's enough of that. That is super, I was going to say super, yeah, Super Hang-On it was. Right, next one. This is a game I'm not really that familiar with, but it's meant to be one of the Spectrum's best shoot 'em ups. I mean, the Spectrum was never really known as being a platform for shmups, but this is meant to be one of the best ones. I think I've done a face-off kerfuffle, and it's Light Force by Faster Than Light. Light, L-I-G-H-T. There we go. Light Corridor, Light Force. There we are. Let's have a quick look at the cover. Yeah, I'll put it back to. There we go. Spectrum version, Amstrad version. Light Forces for Vengeance. Light Forces, the punishment. Arm of Galactic Fighter Command. Yep, whatever you say. Right, and that was published by Faster Than Light. Let's. I'm sure we can resolve that, Adam. Just give. I know this is not strictly true to the what we're trying to do here. We're looking at the what do you call it, the Spectrum. But let's just for shits and giggles, let's do what Adam says. Let's have some Rob Hubbard sound, a musical track, just to kind of make it that wee bit better. Game base. Where the hell are we? Oh, game base 17. Music, musicians, Rob Hubbard. Right, Light Force. Okay, here we go. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute, why can you... Ah, right, okay. That's fine. Come on, how do you start? Joystick, cursor. There we go. How's that? Yeah, man, I'm going to close that down so I can see. I know Spectrum owners will be turning in their grave the fact that we've I've got the C64 music, but you know what? It makes it more fun. To take nothing away from the game itself, you know what I mean? So is there power-ups in this game? Right, enter. Yes, I mean, look at the bullets. There's something like, I don't know how many frames the bullets appear on screen. There's about a 2-inch gap between the updates of the bullets. You know what I mean? Got to see the sound. The music's pretty good, eh? Oh, balls. Cheers, Jambone. Take care, buddy. Right, let's do the RZX just for a minute. Yeah, it's almost a Spectrum owner playing this because he's using. I don't think so. Nope, that's set to normal, Adam. There we go, yeah. Yeah, I have to say the ship, I don't know what the ship looks like, a hospital bed or something. It looks, if you could draw something that looks totally unlike a spaceship, then I think these guys have absolutely nailed it. They really have. It's like they obviously didn't get the memo. They thought, draw something that looks utterly nothing like a spaceship. And the bullets look like the spaceship out of S. Munnery's Asteroids on the VIC-20. Don't know what that is, just Google it or speak to Jeff Minter, he'll tell you. Right, okay, listen, I'll stop being a fanny and we'll close it and we'll just listen to the... Yeah, that's what you've got. That's what you've got without the SID music. Not quite the same, is it? Anyway, yeah, I mean, even the spaceship and bloody Space Invaders look better than that. What were they thinking? Right, now for one of my favourite, not just one of my favourite Spectrum games, one of my favourite games, video games, home computer games, and I can play this one myself, and it's by a certain Matthew Smith. Have you got it yet? Yeah, the Mighty Manic Miner. Great game, really great game. I'll move that in there a wee bit, and let's have a wee look at the cover. Nah, see that? Oh, when that was? Oh, that was the original. That was the original cover. I'm trying to actually figure out what that is. That looks like some kind of skeleton's arms. There's Miner Willie at the back. I don't know who this guy is. This God or something? Or Jesus? I don't know what that is. I don't remember. I always remember that. I always wanted to play that. Pool by Bugbite. I always thought that looked really all sparkly and American looking. General election. There we go. Right, Manic Miners. I don't remember that cover. The one that I remember is obviously, no, that's kind of, yeah, that one there with the kind of the mutant telephone. Why are we talking about Rainbow Islands? we don't talk about that in this channel. Right, anyway, let's crack on with Manic Miner. Yeah, I'll use the joystick. I think the joystick's got to be Kempston. Now, because I'm under pressure, I'll probably do completely pants. It's still an absolute fiendish game. You've got to be pixel perfect for every single jump. Oh, I thought I was going to make an arse of that. Yeah, listen to the music in that. That is awesome. I've never, or have I played the Auric version, Colin? I can't. Ah, wait a minute. Why? I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to jump. You got a video of Alan's daughter playing this. When was that, Dale? Oh, actually, I think I did do a video. Basically, was it to see how a 16-year-old could play this? I think I remember that. You got to jump early there, and I've made an arse of it. Oh, I've managed to recover well. Evening Retro, how are you, buddy? That tune, it's almost just like the same sound, but they change the kind of bass of it. It's so subtle that there is actually a tune in there. It's weird. There's the little skating penguins I was talking about. Again, this game, I suppose like most platform games, this is a memory game. The secret to this, see, I think the sound in this game fits the game perfectly. I love that sound. Bloody awesome. It's actually been a while since I played this, to be fair. I can usually get to can usually get to the, I can't remember what one it is. It's the one with the Pac-Man. No, I'll stay here, I think. If I don't do it exactly the right way, then I can't do it. Once you've lost the timing, you've got to get the timing perfectly. Yeah, if I'm going to play this, I'm always going to play the Spectrum version. That is the quintessential version for me. I was talking about games that you have to play on a certain platform. If you're going to play Wizzball or, you know, I don't know, Iridium, you're going to play it on the C64. If you're going to play Mamemeister or Jet Set Willy, you're going to play it in the Spectrum. Revs and Elite would definitely be the BBC, I think. Oh. Yeah, I can get up there. And then you go, bink, there we go. Oh, for Christ's sake. Don't worry, folks, Dell's on it. Oh, bloody hell. Give the mark, how are you, buddy? This can be a tricky wee bit. There we go. Ah, for God, that was just stupidity. I'm too busy looking at the comments. That was a cheap life to lose there. Mark, I've got a complaint. I've got a complaint to make. When are you going to be doing the your Monster Eaters again? I was really enjoying them and then they just kind of stopped. What happened? You need to get... Oh, right, I need to concentrate on this. Yeah, you absolutely need to get that back. I really enjoyed watching these videos, mate. Oh. Excellent. Looking forward to it, buddy. Right, now this is the hardest jump in this level. This bit here, you've got to get from here over there. You've got to get it. I don't know why I'm doing a run up. Oh, that was close. Right, either I'm going to fall down here and try and get the jump. Ow! Arse biscuits. Anyway, there we go. Mamemeister. Right. How are we doing for time? I've got 35 minutes. If we can get to 20, I'll be doing well. Yeah, there we go. Right, next one is, again, this was one of these games that, again, I was quite jealous when my mate loaded this game up. There was nothing like this on the C64. Certainly not as impressive as this. And it was by a company called Real Time Software. And it was called Star Strike 2. Was there a Star Strike 1? Star Strike. Is it all one word? It's all one word. Why can't... Was there not a Star Strike 2? That's interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, right. Sorry, right. Hang on. Yeah, it's Star Strike 2. Yeah. That's Star Strike 1. You can see the that's the original Star Strike. It was kind of it was basically Star Wars, and it was bloody impressive. It really was. Interesting to know if this appears later on in the list. I don't actually know. Anyway, that was Star Strike 1, and the one in question is Star Strike 2. Don't think I've ever played it at all. There's a cover. It doesn't exactly give very much away, does it? You'd actually been better off putting screenshots from the game. Right, let's load it and give it a wee go. Play game. Is there a... Right, there doesn't appear to be... There's not a +3 at all. Yep, Hawkeye is saying it's a solid... Alright, it's a solid 3D. Do you mean it was actually really, really good? It was a cracking 3D game, or do you mean it is quite literally a solid 3D game? Now, see, this would benefit from twice the speed. Look at that, though. That is... You know, you need to remember back in, I don't know, 1986, that did look really good. Right, number 0 for cursor. Come on, oh, it's D, isn't it? D, there we go. There we go. For some weird reason, I've got hiccups. Up, down to select star system. Fire to activate. I did do cursor. Oh, I changed the... Did I change the joystick? Yeah, I did. Cursor. There we go. Right, let's... Or transfer, we'll transfer fuel to begin with, I think, do we? Right, select target. I don't know, no idea. Ah, right, so it's back. Yeah, look at that. That is really, really impressive. Right, there doesn't appear to be any sound. Pool competition, was that the one that was in a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, I got to the second round actually, which I was quite, considering all these guys actually play all the time. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I got to the second round. I got beat 3-1 in the... How the... You know what I want to know? How the hell does that person manage to get 3 or 4, excuse me, posts, or 5 actually, all in one go? Is that the same person? They're not even putting a link. I have no idea. This does look impressive, but I don't actually know what I'm going to do. So you know what? Let's come out of this and let's... I'll tell you what, let's just make it better again. Let me make this better. Right, sorry, I'm talking. I'm going to get the game loading so you can at least watch it. There we go. You can see that. I'm going to work on this to try and make it better. Yeah, it would certainly benefit some sound. Right, here's what I'm going to do. Again, just for shits and giggles. And because I can. Oh, we have got some sound. Oops, apologies. So it didn't want that to go there. Right, here we go. Here's some sound. There we go, infinitely better. What do you think? Yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to bring out a Spectrum with a SID chip, and that would elevate it. Yeah, certainly I've never played this version, but I have. Oh, this is getting damned annoying. Dale, can you block the person? How do you block them? Block user. Maybe put them into a timeout, Dale, next time. I wish they would fuck off. It's getting annoying now. Right, anyway, listen, enough of that. Let's come out of that. That's 3D Star Strike. It is impressive. Ban the bots. I know, I wish we could. Dale, are you doing block user? Yeah. What to do? Let me try and block them. I don't gonna make any difference, to be fair. Right. Anyway, that was number 24. The next one's definitely going to be an RZX, whatever it is. It's a game again. It looked really nice. How can you? Oh, of course, Matt. How do you do that? How can I see? How can I show them? Anyway, listen, I'll let Dale take care of that. Right, the next one, yeah, it's a game by Ocean. It's a game that you don't really associate with Ocean, and it's let's see if I can find it, and it's called The Great Escape. Evening, LFC. How you doing, mate? Yeah, I did give LFC a little shout out on the Friday Waffle. If retro games is your thing, go and check out his channel. Just go into the Friday Waffle and look in the description down below, and you'll see him in there. You'll see the link to his channel. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for the ZX Spectrum. There we go. Right, and we're looking for the Great Escape. The Great Escape. Right, I'm just going to let's have a quick look at the cover. Yeah, I think that was Bob Wakelin. You can see the signature. Again, I think this game is actually this game. You're very, very welcome, Squire. You've got a good channel, and I subscribed as well. Hopefully, you might get one or two extra subs, which is always good. Yeah, nice cover. I don't think this came out in the C64. The re-release, yeah, it's got the same thing. Right, anyway, I'm not going to bother trying to play it. Let's just load up the ZX, RZX, and I'll concentrate on the bots as well. I don't think I've even loaded this game, you know that? So is it one of these games you've got to basically just kind of you've got to follow the kind of routine, your drill check and all that kind of stuff? Keith, it's Keith. I knew I was close anyway. Yeah, it is impressive. I mean, you look at the graphics, it's really, really nice. For a 48K game. Right, what's going on? I think the guy's going to sleep. Ah, the roll call, yes, you've basically got to... Oh, this is it, right? Dale, listen, let me try and do this, buddy. Let me try and... Right, what I've done is I've put them into the... all I've done is bloody put them into the timeout thing for 5 minutes. That is annoying. Is there anything I can do to stop these people coming in? Yeah, as Hawkeye says, I mean, it's, you know, you consider this as 48K memory. As even the I mean, the scrolling, whilst it's not the smoothest, look at what's kind of drawn there. That is impressive. Do you not get anyone else appearing? Right, maybe I'll need to try that. I don't know. Listen, I'll take that up with Dale later on. We'll come up. We'll try and come up with something. Right. Anyway, listen, that's The Great Escape. Again, it's not a game I've ever played, but it is quite impressive. Right. And this next one is a game that some people would say is probably the most technically accomplished game on the spectrum, and particularly the C128, the 128 version. And it's a driving game, and it's by Ocean, and it is the mighty Chase HQ. Chase HQ, right? We'll go for, let's have a quick look at the how we're doing for time. We've got 40 minutes. 40 minutes. We've got 21 minutes, I should say. There's the cover. I think that came in one of these big. It was one of the kind of bigger boxes. Only played this once in America, actually, but I do like it. Right, anyway, let's see. Chase HQ. Let's load up the +3 disc version. Except it doesn't like it. Have we got the 128 version? Why did that not like it? Right, let me. Right, you know what? I'm not going to piss about and try and load the 128 version. I think the only difference is the sound. Yeah, Chase HQ was a monumental cock up on the C64. It was bloody awful. Right, Kempston, are you happy with your choice? Yep. Press gear to play. I thought I'd done. Was it set to? Ah, it keeps going back to that. Right, okay, let's press gear to start. Do you not even like the arcade one, Paul? I mean, this is, it really, really is an impressive looking game. Was this multi-load? I'm assuming it was. It would have to be, surely. Oh. Why am I slowing up? Why am I slowing up? I don't know why. See, I hate having to press up in a driving game, because what happens is you're trying to kind of turn around, when you're trying to corner, you end up kind of slowing down because you're not holding the joystick up properly. I really detest that mechanic, but for some odd reason they chose that in lots of driving games. Why not have the fire button as the accelerator and have like up and down as high gear and low gear? That would have surely made a lot more sense. Don't worry, when I make an arse of this and don't do the first level, we'll stick on the RZX thing and we can just enjoy it and see level 2 as well. Oh, balls. Absolutely, Adam. Yeah, if they just used, did this come out? This came out. Yeah, this came out before the Outrun and the Spectrum. Right, time up. Right, okay. Let's. You never know. Maybe the RZX is going to be the +3 version. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. We've got a choice. Spectacular cannot continue playing Chase HQ. That's not Chase HQ. What? Right, why is it doing that? Right, I don't know why it's doing that. Once a snap, you use it. Right, I don't know why it's doing that. Right, listen, we're not going to be able to watch the RZX because it doesn't seem to want to. Doesn't want to work. Evening, Stunt Thumb. How are you, mate? Or it's actually Stun Thumb, or is it Stunt Hum? Stunt Hum. Right. Anyway, listen. We all know what Chase HQ is. Right. So this next one, I'm going to. I'd actually be tempted to put. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let you hear. It's a horror game, and it's by Mind Games. And I'm going to let you hear. I'm going to play the Commodore 64 music to it, but I'm going to load it up first. And it's Alien. Mind Games. There we go. In fact, yeah. Let's load up the RZX of this. But what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you hear, if you've never heard the C64 version music, it is so atmospheric. If I can just find it. This was one of Lacosa's favourite games, and I did actually. I mean, I bought this. It came in a massive box back in the day, and I remember loading it and thinking this looks shite. But I have since played it. Is it a close press? Yeah, listen to this. Listen to this SID tune. That is so atmospheric. The thing about this game, the sound, the lack of sound was actually part of the atmosphere. All you could hear was like the alien moving about. In space, no one can hear you scream. You know what? It's a really early game, and the sound is obviously early as well. But the use of the filter is awesome. Yeah, again, right, I'm going to stop that. It's a game that, yeah, the graphics are, I wouldn't say they're bad, they're workable, but it's actually a really good game if you just take your time to actually play it. It has got really good atmosphere. So anyway, listen, right, we've got 14 minutes. That's Alien. That's in 21st place. We're actually we're doing all right. If we can get to about 18, then we'll be fine. Right, the next one is a game I had on the C64. There was original and there was two sequels, I should say. It was based on a cartoon strip. I think the comic was Mad, and it's a Spy v Spy. Let me get back to the Spectrum game base thing. Spy v Spy. This is a game that I think you've really got to play as with somebody else. Let's take a wee look. Move that over there. You go there. Let's take a little look at the cover. Yeah, I remember these boxes. They were huge, big cardboard boxes. Yeah, there's a robot telling you to play it. First star. Features simul vision. Yeah, it's a game you've got to play. You've got to play two-player. Again, I like it did have music on the C64. Let's go for the RZ thing again, just so you can actually see it better. I like the way they use the kind of shading in the Spectrum. That's actually quite nice. It completely lost something when you were playing it against the computer. You had to have half the fun was beating the utter shit out of your opponent. The idea of the game is to try and find the plans. I think there's about 3 or 4 things you've got to collect. And then once you've got the plans, you need to put them into the briefcase, and then you then need to exit to the runway and then take the flight out of there. But half the fun was, you can see the wee black guy at the bottom was leaving booby traps for your opponent. I mean, the animation is basic. There's very, very few frames, but you know what? It just worked. It was based on a cartoon, or a comic, I should say, and it just worked really well. You can see the wee guy in the white. He's looking for the stuff. At least the guy that's doing this recording isn't any better than me. Right, anyway, I think we've seen enough of that. Spy v Spy. It is a great game. I would definitely say if you're going to play it, try and get yourself a mate. That's why I don't play anymore, because I don't have any. Anyway, right, next one. Oh god, it's going to be another RZ, I'm afraid. It's a sequel to School Days by Microsphere, and it's called Back to School. Again, Back to School was another one of these games that it was always the game that they loaded up in any of the shops you went to. They always had a Spectrum in the shop window, and it was always running this game. Cover. There we go. It's even got Michael Jackson at the bottom, pretending he's a zombie. Yeah, that could be one of my. I do have a Facebook page called Bad Game Covers. I've not updated it for probably the best part of 2 years, but that is definitely one that could go on it. Yeah, that is a shit game. Is that a spider at the top, possibly? What the hell is that? Yeah, that is Michael Jackson, really. Okay, right. Let's get the game loaded, or get the ZX thing going. Yeah, I never realised that this actually did come out on the. It came out in the C64, but it was never a game that I ever played. I think what made this. I think in this game, could you not go to the girls' school? I think that's what kind of made it bigger. Aye, what the hell happened there? Of course, I'm assuming that the person that did this recording can actually play the game. Yeah, when you look at it now, it's flickery, the scrolling's abysmal. I mean, everything kind of pauses. I don't remember seeing that feature. But it was the whole sandbox kind of aspect that made it really appealing. You could walk about wherever you want as long as you avoided the teachers. You could write naughty things on the notice board or on the blackboard. And more importantly, you could actually change the names. In fact, let's have a let's oh no, I was going to no, it's the could you change the names in this one? Let's give it a quick go. Come on, speed. I don't think this one ever. Right, it looks like you can't. It looks like you can't actually change the names in this. That's what made the first one a fun game. Yeah, looking at it now, it hasn't aged well. I'm sure it was really a lot of fun back in the day. Anyway, listen, that's enough of that. Right, we've got 5 minutes. I think we've got time for one last one. And it's a game that I mentioned earlier on. And you know what's interesting about this? This one features quite a bit higher up than the game I mentioned. And this is Underworld. Now, this game was written after Nightlore, but they thought that if they released Nightlore, nobody would buy Underworld. I'm not a fan of Underworld, I have to say. I just find it's like playing bloody not ping ball. It's like playing pinball. It's just you're bounced about. You've got no real control over it. Have to say though, the cover again. That's not the greatest looking cover there. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's Beelzebub himself with his old pentagram on. Really iconic. It is, Paul. And you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna take the chickens way out, and we'll finish off with another RZX or whatever it's called. And hopefully this guy will actually let us see how to play the game. You know what I hate about this? The baddies just continually reappear. You shoot them and you just keep coming. And you end up, it's a bit like, what do you call it? Nebulous, where you end up, you're trying to get up to the top and you just fall down. It's so frustrating. Interesting that this game's been rated. Let's have a quick wee look. So Underworld was number 18 and Nightlore was 33. There you go. So what's that? 15 places. Can anybody? Oh, Hawkeye, thank you so much, buddy. Listen, you know, I think you gave me something last week. Very, very kind of you, and it is much, much appreciated. It's seriously, thank you very much, mate. Without cheating, can anybody guess what the number 1 game is going to be? Have a think. I don't actually know what it is. I can only think about the games that haven't appeared as yet, but yeah. I mean, graphically wise, it looks nice, but again, it's just the frustrating element of it. I don't know whether did it require more memory. I don't know if Arlosoft is still in the stream. Would it require more memory for a game to remember if you kill baddies on a screen, for it to remember that these baddies have been killed? Would that take more memory? I'm assuming it would be. Whereas I guess at the moment, if you've just got baddies continually reappearing, it's not going to take up any memory. I don't know. I could be talking complete bollocks. Yep, Super Grand could well be up there. We shall see. You'll need to tune in next Sunday for hopefully the concluding part of this infernal stream that we've been doing. I never realised it was going to go to 5, but anyway. In fact, what we'll do is when we get to the end. Ah, right. Okay, Steve. Yep, Steve's has clarified what I thought. Persistent data takes memory. If we get to the end, if we get to number 1, we'll probably just play some random games, I think. Yep, nobody cheats by looking. Hard driving, yeah. Oh, just in time to go downstairs and make another fresh cup of tea. Listen, just when you're watching that, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that takes time to watch my channel. There are so many other channels out there, most of which are probably better than this pile of shit. But you know what? It's good fun, and like I say, the fact that people watch it always amazes me, and it means that I'm going to continue to do this. You know, I think I'm very lucky having a good bunch of people. But you know, it's not an exclusive channel at all. Everybody is welcome, really are. Ah, he's firing. Did he pick up not a crossbow? Did he pick up a bow and arrow there? No, I've never seen that before. I always think he doesn't look anything like Saberman. He looks more like a wee builder with his hard hat on, actually. It looks like he's got a wee moustache. Right, where'd you go now then? As Nick Kershaw once said, or was it Haircut 100, where do we go from here? The graphics are always very distinctive, always kind of Victorian-y, kind of gothic-y looking graphics, eh? Well, probably about tomorrow, actually, Matt, so I'll see you then, buddy. Right, anyway, listen, that's quite enough of that. So, yeah, we're up to, come out of that. There we go. We're up to so we've got 17 to go, so hopefully we'll finish that tomorrow. We'll finish that on next Sunday if I'm around. So listen, guys, I just want to say, yeah, you know, if anyone is getting affected by what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, I should say, I hope you know, we're all thinking about you. It's still a shit time. It's shit for lots of people. You know, I just hope that everything does work out. I hope that things work out in a peaceful resolution. Whether that happens, I really don't know. But listen, you know, I hope you enjoyed watching the stream. I hope you have a decent week. At least it's getting lighter. It's actually been really nice up in Scotland the last couple of days. It's been really sunny. It's going to be, in fact, I think, is it next Sunday the clocks go forwards, which means we'll lose an hour, but it means it's going to be nice and light as well. So yeah, listen, guys, have a nice week. Stay safe, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Take care.